I never thought it would come to this horror. How can something so evil exist in our world? This nightmare. This game.
Hello, Dali Popka here, and you caught me in a bit of a conundrum. I don't have a game pick for today's episode. I've been trying to quickly look over here and see if there's anything that catches my attention that we could talk about. And, I believe I found it. Stake Fortune Fighters. You know, this game is interesting. It's not only hailed as one of the worst Xbox exclusives, but one of the worst games ever made, and I wonder why. I mean, you know, the artwork is nice, it's got 4-player action, and it's got quite a little interesting backstory in its development.
Originally developed for the PC market in Taiwan, Stake was instead converted exclusively to the Big Green and brought over to the States and European countries. Granted, I really don't know why. I mean, the Xbox wasn't really hurting for exclusives at the time, but what's so special about this game?
Well, there's only one thing to do. Let's pop this in and find out.
So if you're expecting a big CG opening or something to explain the plot of Stake, then you'll be disappointed, as there isn't one. Instead, it's up to the manual to fill in the holes, but I'll give you the short version to spare you. Stake is a fighting tournament where 8 warriors from around the land compete to win riches and respect. That's it. Pretty cut and dry. The characters' backstories aren't even interesting either. They either want money, fame, or honor, so let's just move on. Stake is a 3D arena-style fighting game, very similar to the much-beloved Power Stone series. You have those 8 fighters I mentioned to choose from, large areas to fight in, riddled with various weapons, items, and traps to use, and 3 modes to choose from. Single-player mode has you fighting through the roster to reach the wonderful conclusion of your character, which is the end credits. Riveting. See, I told you, it really doesn't matter about the characters of this game. You will get that same ending regardless of who you beat the game as. Multiplayer has 1 to 4 players duke it out in either regular or team deathmatch, complete with your standard settings like stage select, time limits, and number of frags. Yeah, frags. Apparently this is also a shooter. Finally, watch mode lets you watch AI-controlled fights. Fantastic.
Okay, so the modes might be a little bit bare bones, but at least the actual gameplay and controls have to be good, right?
Like I said earlier, Stake's gameplay borrows heavily from Power Stone. You and 3 other opponents knock the hell out of each other in stages that feel they might just be a little too big for this game, with swords, potions, traps, and tools to give you an edge or hinder you. Each fighter has not only an arsenal of special moves to perform, they also have a power attack that can heavily damage your enemies, if you can actually perform it. You see, the controls, while simplistic, aren't very responsive, making you just want to mash the buttons in order to pull off any move you can to win. On top of that, playing by yourself sucks because the AI is so damn cheap that you'll just end up quitting from frustration, especially if there isn't even a reward for winning single player. So the story's wafer thin, gameplay's bare, bland and broken, but if there's one thing that Stake does mildly okay, it's the graphics. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a visual tour de force, but for a game developed by only just a few people, it's not bad. Hell, they even managed jiggle physics for the women. Now, I can't say the same for audio because, well, there's barely any sound effects in the game, and the music is so dull that you're better off ripping music to your Xbox and listening to that.
My God, this game is... it's terrible! It's horrendous. No wonder it got the bad reviews it did back then. More than the fight is at stake? You're telling me? Ugh. I have to return this thing to the depths of hell from whence it came. But where can I take it? Who would accept this piece of crap? Wait a minute. I know just where to leave this. Excuse me.
And here we are with this abomination on a disc. No one should ever play this game. Hell, this game should never be in human contact again. The gameplay is so boring and devoid of any fun. The visuals are not terrible, but they're still bad, and there's just absolutely no replay value to this at all. There's no way around it. People should just stay away from Stake Fortune Fighters. Don't buy it, don't download it, anything. It's earned its status as one of the worst games ever made for a reason. It's a broken mess with terrible controls and no real replay value. God, I hope no one ever plays Stake. Please, just let no one ever play this terrible, terrible game.
Hello?
Hey, Popka, it's Miketendo.
Oh, hey, Miketendo. What's going on?
Not much. Just back from running a few errands and stopped by my favorite game store, Retro Games Plus, for a little hunting.
Hunting for games, always a wonderful thing. Find anything good?
Yeah, I actually got a few Xbox games, something I know you'd be proud of. And I also got steak.
Wait, what was that last thing you found?
I picked up steak. Why?
Mike, you have to get rid of it now.
Why? I don't understand.
You have to get rid of it. It's pure evil garbage. It shouldn't even exist on this earth. Just trust me, you have to get rid of it.
It can't be that bad.
Mike, can you hear me? Mike, hello? Mike, get rid of it. Get rid of it. No, Mike, no!
It turns out Miketendo bought a steak for dinner, not the game steak. He's probably not going to talk to me for a while. Yeah.
There goes a stupid, stupid man.